Maybe wait with the clapping till afterwards. Haven't heard it yet. Okay, so come with me on a small trip. It's Monday morning. I am feeling determined. This week, I am only going to eat healthy. No snacks, no sugar, just, clean choices. Fast forward to Monday afternoon, and this is me standing with a chocolate bar in hand, and I don't even remember picking it up. And I'm the only one who ever experienced that? Really? No, okay, you're with me then. I'm glad. I thought I was the only one. So it's almost like, our mind is working against us when we want to achieve some goals, and in some way, they actually are. In 2011, Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, introduced two ways of thinking in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. So we have system one, which is the fast, autonomous thinking, the one that reacts. If it had a slogan, it would be, just do it. It's the one that helps you to catch a ball without having to, think about the physics before. It's the one that helps you recognize your mom in a crowd. It's the one that helps you put on your socks in the morning without spending too much bandwidth and mental energy on it. And then there is system two, the slow and sharp one. It's the rational ones of the siblings. It's the one you use when we're having a math problems or when we're doing a pros and cons list. Or it's also the one that stops you from writing that really, really angry email to your boss at 1 a.m. at night, just to keep your job. Hang on, just think about it. But now there's a new system arising, one that lives outside of our heads. AI has, the last couple of years, gone from glorified spell checker to actually becoming an active part of our thinking. People already today use it to plan vacations, to get financial advice, to get things explained. Heck, most of the use is actually to get good advice on love life. There you go. So we're leaving our feelings to the machines and to the AI. But, that is where we're heading. And I'm not talking about some faraway future where Elon Musk has us all neuralinked up to some big thing. I'm talking about small steps that we can see already today. So, for example, just a few weeks ago, OpenAI allowed their models to get access to previous conversations I had with, to know the history, that. So that's interesting because now they can start to know much about this. What is our style? What is our values? What would we like to hear? What would you want to achieve? Microsoft is already building agents that can, do my online shopping. They can answer my emails. Heck, they can actually run a full marketing flow if I allow them to. And Google Whispers? Well, now I can talk to my large language model. Now can I talk to my AI without the tedious typing on a keyboard or touching a screen? So we are going places. And all these small innovations, they are wandering into our wearables. We see them in our smartwatches. We see them in our mood rings. If you have any of these, Google glasses, are becoming more and more popular in Denmark, or even just straight into our phones where they're with us all the time. I work in marketing. Google and Pampers, they already know that you're pregnant before you tell it to your partner normally. In a soon future, System 3 will probably know the chances of you getting pregnant with your partner even before you make the first kiss. Now we're going places. But let's go back to the chocolate bar moment from before. Okay, me with my chocolate bar in hand, right? System 1, all over the moon. Yes, let's eat it. It's Swiss chocolate. It has hazelnuts. I love it. System 2 over here is a bit more, maybe, we promised, and then System 3 comes in. And I imagine that my System 3 will have this deep, manly, godlike voice, and it will come in and say, hey, Tobias, did we not agree? No sugar this week. And so I put the chocolate bar down. And System 2 is happy. Yes, good choice. We'll be really pleased about this when we go to the beach next time. And so the battle continues. But, System 1 will also get its reward because later that afternoon, I'm probably sitting at my desk. There is a big report on my screen I have to go through. And, I'm tired. The sun is out. And I didn't get any chocolate, so my life is basically miserable already. And then System 1 comes in. Hey, shouldn't we just get a resume? Yeah, let's do that. And then I fall in and say, yeah, let's do it. Let's just get the resume. Let's get it in. Let's get it over with, and I can go out and enjoy the sun. System 1, super pleased. System 2 is actually also pleased because it knows that if I need data from this at some point from the report, or if I need a good quote to impress my boss, I can just ask for it, and it will give me instant access to it. So, we are all happy and wandering out into the day. Just quick show of hands. Has any of you ever tried to make a handwritten, gift voucher because you forgot an anniversary or a special day or birthday, maybe Mom's Day? Okay, again, I'm really pleased that you're with me. I thought I was the only one. Like a few weeks ago, it's Mom's Day again. In Denmark, it's the 4th of May, and somehow that Sunday always comes totally surprising. I'm standing there, flower shop is closed, and what do you do? Oh, Mom, I owe you a dinner. It always happens every year. And I mean, it's not because we don't love our partners. It's not because I don't love my wife, my mom, my wife and my mom as well, both of them. But life just happens and things slip and you tend to forget. But in the near future, my System 3 will have me covered. It will probably just give me a notification 2 days in advance that says, I already bought the present for Mom. Because if it's a really good system that I have, it will probably already have connected to my mom's system, figured out what she actually wants, found a suiting present and put it in the online basket, and all I have to do is approve. And if I'm wild, I have already given my agent access to just do the buying for me, and then I can come to my mom on Mom's Day with the present, and I will be the good son that she really thinks that I am because look, Mom, I came and I didn't have a handwritten voucher. I actually had a real present for you. Maybe we can already set up a system like that with automation, but with System 3, it will just be more automated, and we don't even have to think about it. Another example, maybe you're more of the outdoorsy type. So we already have a system now, and that will just improve that. Let's say that we're back to the present situation. And my System 3 will then contact my wife's System 3. They will look in the calendar to see what day is available for both of us. My system will check with the weather forecast and see is there any sunny days in the near future, and then we'll book a shelter within a 30 minutes drive radius away from us. And if I was wearing my smartwatch last time I was in the shelter and it could see that I'm freezing, it probably already bought a new sleeping bag for me or gave me an alert, remember an extra jacket, you don't want to be cold again, right? Isn't that an amazing world we're going into? Isn't that the dream? Let me give you a more emotional example. So we talked about this GPT getting access to previous conversations. So my wife, a few weeks ago, she made this test where she's like, hi, GPT, based on what you know about me, can you give me an example? Tell me, who am I as a person? What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? What should I work on? So on and so on. And GPT comes back with a really interesting answer. First, it comes back with, she's a business psychologist. She has written a book. Who are her clients? It's fine. I could have done that with a Google search. No biggie. But then it starts to come back with some other responses. It says, yeah, I can see that, you always avoid conflicts and, you would rather, my wife doesn't like to write invoices to her clients because she thinks it's annoyance to her, which is a really bad business case, not to write invoices, but there you go. But then they also come back with another thing and says, and I can also see that there's something in your life that you're still missing. There's something that you haven't done yet that you really need to do. And so, I see it, I see the conversation with her, and then I ask her, what is it? And then she tells me about it, and I have been married with her for 19 years, and I didn't know. Don't judge me as a bad listener, please. But still. So we're having this conversation that she has this, since she was very young, had this need to help people or kids that have been abandoned. So, for instance, if they were in a village where they have been accused of being witches and they're left in the streets. And so suddenly we're having this deep conversation about how she can either support this NGO or maybe take a 2 weeks leave so she can go to Africa and actually, do something about it, because it has been boiling in here for 19 years without me knowing, but GPT knew. Now, if we're taking that experience and multiply it with 1,000, that's where we're going with the new System 3. When I was a kid, I had posters on my wall. I was a football fan, so I had the posters of football players on my wall. Any of you had any posters on your wall as kids, like people you looked up to? You can raise them, even though it was Britney Spears, so it wasn't football. Got any Ronaldos? Messi's? Yeah, one. Lewandowski, baby? Yeah. Boniek? Denya? No, you're not in that age group? That's all right. But I mean, it's natural to have people you look up to, whether it's Spice Girls or whoever it is. We want, we have people that we aspire to. Could also be our moms or our dads. But when I was a kid, we just had the posters. That's what I had for inspiration. But soon we will have System 3 Arnold Schwarzeneggers, an AI agent that will help me not eat chocolate, train more, do more exercise, eat nutrition, go to bed early, and all that stuff so I can become really big and bulk. Yeah, you can see I don't have one. Or we will get a Pablo Picasso AI System 3 that will help us be more creative and, train 10,000 hours of drawing so we can make that perfect dove that he draws. Or maybe we will get a John Paul II Pope AI system to help us live a more Catholic devoted life. All the goals we have, we will have assistants that will help us and nudge us and get there where we want to go. Now, obviously, corporations will be looking into doing the same, right? If I could have a system on my employees, so they can get the company culture and our processes and our way of doing directly into their skins, like literally directly into our skins with an AI agent, wouldn't that be swell? Wouldn't that be amazing? And for most, these would probably be badges of devotion. Like, are you really interested in climbing the company ladder if you don't use our AI systems in your free time? Are you really a devoted religious person if you're not using the official System 3 of that religion? Really? Do you really mean it? Of course, there will also be premium versions, with better data and more sophisticated algorithms for those who have resources, so they can get a bit ahead and get the premium version. I'm thinking people will stop starting up saving money for their kids to go to the best colleges. They will start saving up for the kids to get the best AI 3 systems, the one that's infused with their own values and their own goals. And if your kids have some mental issues, maybe it has some relaxation training and something in it to help it get through the day. But, still with parent control, of course, because we want our people, not our people, also those, but we want our kids to live up and become, like we want them to become. Yeah? No? If I were a government, actually if I were a big tech, I would make sure that there was a free version as well. I mean, just look at how much Instagram wants to give you a free account just so they can nudge you in the direction of the advertisers. Just imagine what big tech would like to give you if you can actually influence your thinking to their advertisers. Maybe they will give you an hour of premium System 3 if you mention that diaper brand to those couple that don't know that they're getting pregnant yet soon. Yeah? Wouldn't that be something? And if I were a government or a big organization, I would probably look into, maybe I should make a System 3 that could influence people with the values I have. I will make a government life easier. Denmark, where I'm from, we are a very digitalized country. So everything goes through the computer. What if we would make a system where it would be easier to get work permits and, go through all the governmental stuff with this system, and then at the same time I can influence some, attitude into them and some values? Wouldn't that be great? I can not see a lot of you nodding. Most of you are actually looking slightly scared, thinking, what about the System 3? Do we really want that? I thought it was the dream a minute ago when we could answer our emails. Yeah. System 3 will come with amazing opportunities. But some of you, I can see already, would like to opt out. But I'm afraid you can't. Who wants to go back to, buying the present for mom by themselves again? Who wants to go back to answering their own emails? Who wants to go back to see their colleague get the promotion because they can quote the company strategy better? None of us. I'm telling you, System 3 is coming, and we have to live with it. And System 3 is going to be an amazing thing. It's going to have so many opportunities for us, both as society as species. We will develop, we will grow, we will come up with new stuff that we can't even think about right now. It will help us make some of the impossible possible. It will help people develop. It will help humans become more caring, more knowing, more healthy, because they're nudged in the direction that the System 3 helps them to. But it will also have the possibility to do exactly the opposite. In his book, The Anxiety Generation, Jonathan Haidt lays out how unsupervised access to social media has basically harmed a whole generation. In 2007, we got Facebook, which was followed by other platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, you know them all by heart. And it took us approximately 20 years to find out that it's not all just happy days and, cute videos of cats and latest updates of somebody going on a holiday, but it actually also influenced our young generation with, chasing the next like, chasing the next notification, always comparing yourself to people who look smarter, who look happier, who look richer, who look more successful. And it has led to an increased rise in anxiety, ADHD, and other mental illnesses in our generation. Now, social media is not the only cause, but it's in this book serves as a main cause for these things happening. So what I'm saying is that we should start to be aware of the System 3 coming into us. And if you think that social media is addictive because it plays on all our human basic nature, then just wait till System 3. If we have something that helps you with every cognitive decision you make, if it's a part of your love life, of your financial life, it's part of everything you do. Just think of the consequences an uncontrolled System 3 will have on your kids, on yourself, on your families, and your communities. But we don't need to panic just yet, because in reality, we already have a small System 3 available to us. I know, it is more tedious to take up your phone and look up Arnold Schwarzenegger advice. It's not that easy as if I just get it through my Google glasses right into my ear. But we have the possibilities. And it's easy to go into the bank and see what kind of champagne the bank would like me to buy. But hey, we got something big to celebrate, so we buy the big champagne. And even though our whole System 1 and System 2 and System 3, our entire body knows that there's 1 to a quadrillion chance of winning in the lottery, we still buy the ticket. And we still fall in love with the wrong person. And we still speed on the highway, even though we know there's a chance of getting a fine. Because even though we have superior brain power that made us the winner of evolution, we're still irrational beings that do irrational things. And that's not a bug. That's just being human. And going into System 3, that would come, my challenge for us today is to start to think about how we would like our societies, our communities, our workplaces to work with System 3. And not take the same chance as we did with social media and just let it roll and see what happens by chance and put in a whole generation as rat labs. But start to think about what are the good things that we can take from this? How do we enrich those? And how do we put on guardrails and safety for the bad things that will come? For the loneliness, for the going into echo chambers. Because System 3 is coming. But it's not the end of humanity. It's not the end of human thinking.